how are we today? Welcome back into the greenhouse. If we haven't met already, I'm Sam. I'm your plant collector in Melbourne, and today we have more of like a chill video. One of my favorite things is just showing you guys plants, and today's video is pretty much just giving you guys updates on all of the cuttings and the propagations that I've done over the past few months. I also have my bio orb, which is sitting right over there, and I would love to show you guys how my jewel orchids are and what they've been doing, all of the new growth. Honestly, it speaks for itself, the results, so I'm just going to keep that onto the side. I have my Philodendron Cream splash next to me. I wanted to update you guys on the Philodendron Majestic, as well as the most exciting, which is showing you guys all of my propagations of my variegated Monstera, the Bossagiana. I now have 4 Monstera Bossagianas. It honestly started from one cutting that I got last June, July. I have multiplied it into 4, and I have to say that I love every single one of them because they're all so very different, even though it's like the same genetics of the same plant. But honestly, they've got such great variegation. There's so much growth, which I'm so excited to show you guys. As always, please grab a tea, grab a coffee, play me in the background because this one is a chill one for today. I think I will start off with the Philodendron Cream Splash as it is here already. And so I have actually chopped this guy so much, and I believe I've had about 4 different cuttings. And I do have to say only one has taken. You win some, you lose some. Regardless, I've still got the mother plant and it's doing really well. It's got so many growth points. It's kind of lost its creaminess at this point. I'll find you a super creamy leaf, like that one. There is super creamy. That one has the white vein in the middle, if you can see there. And she's doing well. It even has like a new growth point there. On the stem, there's about 2 near the very beginning. So it's super duper happy. So I'm going to attempt to try and cut this up again. But yeah, I haven't had much luck with propagating this guy. But without further ado, let's show you guys the actual cutting. I will say that this little cutting is just so cute, and it's so creamy. These leaves are super white, super yellow. There they are. Is she little Papa? Isn't she so cute? The only issue with this is because there is so much white and variegation, this plant grows so slowly. I'm pretty sure this is like the video where I did my first propagating, like the air layering video. So it's been a very long time, and while it's got one really strong root happening, like the leaves are just so slow, but the color is so cute. I'm actually trading this little baby cream splash for a variegated Epiprenum pinnatum, so I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, this is going to be so sad to say goodbye to because it's so cute, but very creamy, very delicious. I believe in another video, another propagation video, I did the cream splash again and also my Philodendron Majestic. Now the mother plant is all the way over there and I can't be bothered getting it, but I'll show you all of the cuttings. So this one here is the tip cutting that I made, and this one has actually already started to root a little bit, not a lot, but this leaf has come out. Before it was quite floppy and new, and I've even can see like new growth happening at the point. So this one has progressed quite well, especially when I compare it to the other cuttings, because tip cuttings are always the best, is because of course they have the growth point that is active, and also the aerial roots are pretty active, so which means that they're higher success rate in propagating. Whereas when they're like brown and dried out, it's really difficult to try and root them, or it takes a lot longer. So that's why this one, I believe, has done the best. I might actually try and show you guys what's happening in the root system. I'm not going to fully remove it out of the sphagnum just because I don't want to disturb it too much, but hopefully you can see there are some pretty darn great roots in there, which I am so happy about. Yes. So that was the tip cutting, and these ones were kind of the in-between cuttings. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 little Brentianums. To be fair, I actually haven't checked on these in quite some time. So 2 of them are rooting and doing really well with new growth on the way. 2 of them I recently cut, and this tip cutting, very promising. I've got a lovely bunch of Brentianums. So we can say that the Brentianum has definitely had a lot more success than the cream splash, which is so strange because when I got my cutting of the cream splash from Haley and Jake, that thing rooted so quickly. But anyway, so the Branchianum is 100% success rate. Nothing has rotted. Everything is really good. What I might actually show you guys is a little trick as well for propagating. So recently I just chopped up my Philodendron Majestic, which is a Varicosum exoderoi. And so this is one of the cuttings. I've got about 2 cuttings. I've got the tip cutting and this one here as well. The leaf is kind of a little bit munted, but regardless, she's still really pretty. And one thing that I will tell you guys that I believe increase my chances with propagation. So whenever I've lost a plant, majority of the time I'm losing a plant because of stem rot. So what I end up doing is I have a little container of sphagnum, but I try to keep the stem, which is just there, out of the sphagnum. So it's almost like air layering, just covering up the node where the aerial roots are and making sure that the stem is not exposed to any moisture whatsoever. If I can't put the stem through like a little hole in the pot, I end up just wrapping the node around and then placing it in a pot so that the bottom has like space or air and the stem is not exposed to any of the sphagnum. And yeah, it's pretty much air layering just in a pot. So yeah, that's a little tip. So next I'm going to show you guys the BioDome. So I'm going to move my cream splash just out of the way. And you guys, this is probably the most exciting like results that I have. Ta-da! Hopefully you guys have seen my BioDome video where I did all of the landscaping on the terrarium. I'll link that one up above just in case you haven't watched it. So as you can see, the BioDome has some really great humidity that we see all of the condensation on the dome. Sometimes it can get a bit too much humidity, in which case I just open it up, but this one stays at our house and honestly, it is just such a beautiful piece. I'm so happy with it. And the jewel orchids, they have gone bonkers. They have grown so much in just 1 month. Oh, and I guess I will just take you on a look around. So this beautiful, I think it's called Lucidia discolor. I forget the name, but that was the newest leaf that came out. It has a new one on the way. Another incredible guy, this one right here. So while it was in the dome, I believe it was producing this leaf and it's still getting bigger, but it started off so tiny, and when I had it in the greenhouse, this thing would take, I would say, 2 to 3 months to produce a big leaf, and it has been in the BioDome for 1 month. Would you just look at it? Look at the golden veins. It's just beautiful. That one I got from Rick and from Uprooted, and it has also done a humongous new leaf and has a new one on the way. Similar to this one, we also have a new leaf in there. This is so cool to me. Like this Macotes petola, I've never ever seen it have a new leaf that comes out red before, and I have a feeling that that's going to get like really huge. So again, super duper cool. We've got new leaves on the Sanderiana, some new babies from the Sanderiana in there. It's honestly just gone gangbusters, and I haven't even done anything. I haven't even put root roids, fertilizer, literally just water. I haven't sprayed it since I did it, and it's still very moist. The Goodyear reticulata, I believe, that one has actually been doing really well. Its new leaf is on the way. It's a lot slower than the other jewel orchids, but it even has been producing pups. So overall, I'm just so happy with this. I do think that I will have to take some of the jewel orchids out because it's getting a bit crowded, and every time I have to put the BioDome the cloche or the glass part in, it's just so hard to make sure that they just like stay in there instead of getting crushed underneath the dome. If you guys are looking for like a terrarium for your jewel orchids or any plants in general that really love the humidity, I cannot recommend this enough. One thing that I will say is that because of this hole in the top of the dome, the humidity level stays high, as you can see with all of the condensation, but not too high that everything kind of like melts and goes gross and moldy. The design of this is incredible. Would highly recommend. So that is the update on the BioDome. That over there. Ooh, it's so freaking heavy. Ugh. Now the most exciting, I'm sure you guys already know what I'm going to show you, is all of my Monstera Bozzigiana. So I'll start off with the mother plant. This guy has done so well. I need to clean these leaves. But this is the mother plant just here, which you probably saw in my very first repot with me video. These two leaves were the original OG cuttings that I got last year, June, July. And as you can see, I have just demolished this thing. So I've cut and cut and cut this beautiful thing. If you guys were to see the roots in here, oh my god. I'm actually scared that I will have to repot this guy very soon because there are so many roots. So I cut this guy again about a month ago. So in 1 month, it has managed to produce this tiny itty bitty leaf just here. I don't even know if you can see it. It's that tiny. And it's got a new leaf on the way, which is super exciting. I don't actually think that it has a lot of variegation, but that's totally okay because I'll show you the cutting that I did about a month ago and you'll see exactly why I'm not too worried about it. Can you guys believe that this beautiful thing was cut up a month ago? Look how many leaves! So what it originally had was this leaf right here, and it's given me 1, 2, 3, 4 new leaves. Now I was a little bit worried about this one because the first leaf was quite variegated, and then the next 2 leaves were not very variegated, and I was like, to chop or not to chop? But at the same time, I saw a lot of variegation within the stem, and that is why this new leaf is very molted, very gorgeous. For now, the plan is that this plant will be going to my friends Haley and Jake because I know Haley really would love a variegated Monstera. What I might do is I might chop where the good variegation is and then give them that part so it looks a little bit more sexier, you know? If you can see there, the variegation within the stem itself, ooh, amazing. If you can see it in the stem, there is a chance that it will come back and that it's fine and you don't need to cut it. So green, good, and just be patient with some variegation. My next one is this big guy, and this one I originally had as a 4-leaf cutting, and then I cut it again because I can't help myself. So this one here is the other cutting that I had, but this one is more like a mother plant because this one has very substantial roots, and that is its newest growth point just there. I don't know if you can see, there we go. And it is super white, like to the point where I'm a little bit scared. Too much variegation is not always good for the plant. Majority of the time it goes brown. This one I'm definitely keeping for myself because look how pretty she is, and look at the fenestrations. She's a cutie. And the tip cutting. This one I am currently rooting, and this was the one that was on top of the last plant, and then I chopped it up. This is her. Isn't she stunning? Now this leaf is very light in comparison to the other leaves, and that is because this one experienced a little bit of too much light, and then on top of that it was attacked by thrips. But the thrips are gone. There is no issue now, which is good. I've got it in some sphagnum, put some root roids as my fave, and I can see here that the root is going there, and I actually checked up on this one just yesterday, and the root is going into the sphagnum and not along the pot, and it looks super healthy, super good. So I'm very happy with how this one's going. So that pretty much wraps up this week's video. Thank you guys so much for chilling out with me in the greenhouse. I hope you enjoyed looking at all the plants and all of the new growth. Patience is definitely a virtue. Sometimes I forget how quickly plants grow, specifically Monstera. Like, I thought Boswelliana were slow growers, but I think it's because mine have like more of the green and speckled or half leaf that it ends up growing a lot faster. But like I said, from one cutting, I have 4 Monstera. I cannot stress enough that propagating is such a rewarding experience. I just look at all my babies and I have so much joy. The Brandtianums, the Monstera, all the jewel orchids, everything is growing so quickly, and it must be because spring, all of that light, all of that good. I'd love to hear how you guys are going with all of your plants. I will always keep you up to date with all of my plants and their growth. As always guys, I will see you in next week's video. Bye! Mwah!